what they don't tell us about saving. So last one was part one of our summertime reset, and we talked about so many good things like vision and creating vision around your finances and budgeting and how to actually budget. And I took them through step by step how to use the Responsible Homegirl Planner. So if you missed last night's live, I want to encourage you to go back to YouTube, watch the live, y'all. It is so good. And when you watch it on YouTube, I had timestamps in the description box, so that way you can easily navigate the video. So you don't necessarily have to sit down and watch the whole thing. You can look through the timestamps to see, okay, they're talking about saving here, or somebody had a question about a Roth IRA, or, somebody asked, do I need to attack one goal at a time, or can I do two together? So there are so many different things that we talked about last night. So if you missed last night's live, I want you to go back later on, go to my YouTube channel, and it's going to say Summertime Reset Part 1, and just sit down, watch the whole thing full through, or you can skip through parts because of the timestamps. So now tonight, what we're talking about is what they don't tell you about saving. Matter of fact, before I get into what they don't tell you about saving, let me tell you what a summertime reset is, just for the folks who are new here and you may be watching a replay and this is like your first introduction to a summertime reset. So a summertime reset is an initiative that I created to really encourage people to get back in the game. In January, we are always so excited and lit about, I want to do this financially and I have this financial goal that I want to hit and this, that, and the other. And then life starts happening. Obstacles come up, emergencies come up, so many different things happen that kind of, I wouldn't say deter us, but they stop us from moving towards our goals. And here is the space that I created where I'm like, okay, summertime is right around the corner. It's a month away. It's not too late to get back in the game. Go back and revisit those financial goals that you set in January. Start back budgeting consistently. Start back saving money every single time you get paid. Basically, get your vision together so that you can avoid all unnecessary credit card debt or anything that's going to put you further behind when the summertime comes. Because you already know when summertime hits, we want to be outside. We want to be having a good time. We want to do all of these good things. However, you don't need to do them on credit. So make sure that you just put yourself back in the game. Get that vision back. What am I actually working towards financially this year? I shared a quote last night, and I was like, Dr. Miles Monroe, he always says, if you don't have vision, you'll do anything with your life. So I put a little Responsible Homegirl spin on it, and I said, if you don't have vision for your finances, you'll do anything with your money. And it is the truth. You will do anything with your money if you don't have vision for your finances. So tonight we're going to jump into what they don't tell you about saving. So if you are new here, and maybe you might not be new, but you just didn't know, at the beginning of this year in January, matter of fact, let me take you back to December. So December of 2023, every December, I always do an annual financial literacy survey to my community. So I send it out to my email list and I basically ask them about their personal finances. How was the year? What did you do well? What did you struggle with? What do you want to learn more about? I asked them these series of questions, and about 85% of my community was saying that they were struggling with saving and they wanted to do something to help them save on a more consistent basis. So I'm like, dang, if majority of my folks are having issues saving, what can I put together? What can I do to really meet that need and help them? So I came up with a club, a accountability group called the Secret Savings Club. Now, the Secret Savings Club, it was a 6-month challenge. It's actually still going on. It ends next month, which is crazy. But the Secret Savings Club was a 6-month challenge where we all come together to collectively save 6 figures in 6 months. Every single Monday, or not every single Monday, every other Monday, I'm always giving them saving secrets. So these are like saving tips and then tasks that are associated with the saving tips, because I don't want people to just come in and read the saving tip and then don't do nothing with it. No, I am all about action. What are you actually doing after I have given you this information? Because we can read every book, we can read every article, we can listen to the podcast, watch the YouTube videos, we can do all of these different things. But if you're not actually applying anything, it means you no good. So as I share the secrets, I'm also sharing tasks, or you can say like homework, to really help them out. And y'all, when I tell you we have been killing it so far, I think we've saved a little over 50 grand. So May comes out. We always calculate our savings at the end of the last Saturday of every month. So we got to report savings for May, and then we're going to finish out with a bang in June. And hopefully we reach that 6-figure mark of saving 6 figures in 6 months collectively. But even if we don't, y'all, I am so proud of the work that we've done. So tonight I'm going to be sharing 3 secrets, and I'm looking down so I can, stay on task, because y'all, I looked at that replay from last night. That jump was like 1 hour and 42 minutes. I was like, what in the world? I did not know that I was talking for so long. So that's another reason why I put the timestamps in there, because 1 hour and 42 minutes, that's almost 2 hours of just hearing me talk. So please, if you missed last night and you want to watch the replay, go back, go on YouTube instead of watching on Instagram, and actually go through the timestamps. But tonight I'm going to be giving you 3 saving secrets that you need to know to really propel your savings forward. Period. All of us have savings goals, and more than anything, we need to know why we are saving. Save with a purpose. We are not saving money just for the sake of saving it. We're not saving money, to hoard it and to just have it. No, you need to have a why attached to that saving. Why are you saving? Why are you saving? So make sure you always have the why at the forefront of your mind, because having that why at the forefront of your mind is going to keep you going no matter what. So the first saving secret that I want to share with you is another gem, or is really closely related to a gem that I dropped last night, and that was opening up a high yield savings account. So I had never heard of a high yield savings account until I started reading this book. I can't even remember what book it was. I want to say it was probably the Automatic Millionaire or something. But I was reading a book and I was like, oh, what's a high yield savings account? So as I'm reading, I'm also researching, Googling on the side, okay, a high yield savings account, this is what I need. And I was explaining to the folks on the live last night that a high yield savings account is so slept on. It is just like a traditional savings account. The only major difference is, 1, they pay you a higher interest rate for allowing your money to chill in the bank. And then 2, they make it very inconvenient for you to touch your money. So if you are a person who is listening to me right now and you're like, Key, I don't have a problem saving my money. My issue is I'm always touching my money. I'm always transferring my money. Money can't chill in my savings account because I always got my hands on it. Then a high yield savings account is so good for you because it's not quickly available. It's going to take you at least 2 to 3 business days to even get your money out of your high yield savings account into another savings account or into a checking account. So it really puts a boundary in place so that you can stay disciplined. And I think that is very key on this journey, because y'all, no matter how hard we try, we always have to fight against, 1, old habits. If you're 20, dang, I was about to say 25. If you're 26 like me and you had years of doing whatever you wanted to do with your money, it's going to take some time to break those habits. So by having boundaries in place and having things put in place that actually set you up to win, it's going to help you be more successful. It's like a no-brainer. So if you don't have a high yield savings account, I would highly recommend you create one tonight. Like I told the folks on my live last night, some high yield savings accounts, you don't need $1 to open one up. You can have $0 and open up that high yield savings account. And then the next time you get paid, go ahead and put $20 in there, $50 in there, $100 in there, whatever it is. So make sure you have a high yield savings account, because 1 is going to help you save more money. It's going to help you be more disciplined, because it does not give you quick access to the money. Okay? So that's my first saving secret. Open you up a high yield savings account. Now, my recommendations for a high yield savings account. The first one is a Capital One 360 high yield savings account. That was one of the first ones that I ever had. And it's really good. They have an app that you can use. The interest rate is always on the higher side. Like I told them last night, don't get too married to an interest rate, because the interest rates can go up and they can also go down. But the great thing about a high yield savings account is it will always be higher than your traditional savings account. Period. During COVID, our interest rates went down to 0.80%, but it was still, like I said, higher than my traditional savings account. That was 0.025%. So if you have money that's just chilling in a checking account and is not doing nothing but collecting dust, or you have money just chilling in a traditional savings account and is not doing anything but collecting dust, I will encourage you to create that high yield savings account, go ahead and transfer that money and allow your money to make more money. If it's just sitting in a savings account anyway, you might as well get a higher interest rate for it. Okay? So my first recommendation was Capital One 360. My second recommendation is SoFi. Now, I love SoFi because they are more technologically advanced. They have so many different things that you can do with their app. And like I mentioned last night, how y'all can see like sometimes people have like those saving binders with different envelopes in it. Like, okay, this is for vacation. This is for clothes. This is for eating out. You can do that with SoFi. So it's still one account, but they have basically digital envelopes where you can label the account and then you can send money to that specific account. One thing that I forgot to mention last night, I did mention that if you use my link, you will get $25 and I will get money just for opening up the account and sending you my referral link. However, you don't get the highest interest rate, which is like 4.6%. if you do not set up direct deposit. So this is good for someone who has like a part-time job or a second job and they don't mind changing their direct deposit from like their traditional bank or whatever. If you change it over to SoFi, then you automatically get that 4.6% interest rate, which is bomb.com. The interest rate for the Capital One 360 savings account is 4.3%. That was the last time I checked. So open you up a high yield savings account tonight. After the live ends, if you want my link to open you up a SoFi high yield savings account and you'll get $25 just for opening up the account, send me a DM and I'll send you the link directly. So that was secret number 1. Now, saving secret number 2, automate as much as you can. The reason why I stand by automation is because, for one, we have so many different things going on in our lives. We have so many different things going on in this head of ours. So if we have one less thing to worry about, guess what? You're going to always be saving. It's not going to be a thing like, oh, I forgot to save, or dang, I got to remember to do XYZ. You're not going to have to remember anything because it's going to be automatically done for you. So once you create that high yield savings account, you can set up a feature where money is automatically deposited into this account. Say, for instance, you already have a high yield savings account. You can even set this up with your employer. We all know that we can divide up our checks. So you can do 10%, 20%, like where you won't even see the money in your checking account. It'll automatically go to your saving account. So instead of leaving the job to you to do, go ahead and automate as much as possible. And it might not be $100 or $200 or $300. It's okay to start small. We don't have to do the grand big things just to feel successful. Y'all, the small things add up. I always share this stat that the average American doesn't have $1,000 saved for an emergency. So if the average American doesn't have $1,000 saved for an emergency, what that tells me is, one, people not saving money. You either don't have the money to save, and I'm going to put that in quotes because people have more money than a lot of us think. You don't have the money to save, or 2, you're not prioritizing your savings. You're putting your savings on the back burner, and then at the end of the month, you're asking, where did my money go? So $1,000 is not a whole lot of money. If you save $20 every single week, at the end of the year, you will have over $1,000 saved. So I share that number to say, start small. It's okay. So if you can only automate $20 and you say, okay, once I actually get paid and I go through these numbers, then I'll go and add more money into that savings account, that's cool. But I want you to automate something because, 1, you don't have to think about it, and 2, it's less work on you. It'll automatically be done for you. And as that savings continues to grow and grow and grow, I'm telling you, you will be motivated for it to continue to grow. But you got to get some momentum first. You have to get some skin in the game first so that you can actually see your savings grow over time. So number 1, we talked about opening a high yield savings account. Number 2, automate as much as you can. It doesn't matter the number. I just want you to put some pressure, put some momentum behind you actually saving money and building up that savings account. And then number 3, this is a saving secret that my girls love. So we did this in March. And when I tell you at first, when I first dropped it in our private community, people was like, oh my God, we really doing this? I'm like, yes, we really doing this. We gonna see how it goes. Sometimes people forgot about it. Sometimes people was like, oh, I needed this. Like, I've saved so much more money because of this saving secret. And the secret is choose days to avoid spending. So we call them no spend days. So we used to do no spend days on Tuesday and Wednesday every single week throughout the month of March. Was it Tuesday and Wednesday? Or maybe Wednesday and Thursday? It was like 2 days back to back where it was like no spend days. So no spend days require you to be so intentional. So intentional. Why? Because if it's a Wednesday and you got to get gas, now you done broke the no spend day because you didn't plan to get gas. And here is Wednesday and now you got to go fill up your tank. So it requires you to think, to plan. What we talked about last night when it comes to budgeting. Budgeting is just you sitting down, thinking and planning and really taking the time to figure out, okay, if I have this coming in, this coming out, with that surplus of money, what am I doing with it? What am I saving? What am I spending? What am I investing? And what am I giving? So doing that, doing budgeting consistently paired with no spend days, I can assure you, you're going to save more money. So I would just encourage everybody on this call tonight, just choose one day. And I know May is, almost over, but I feel like it'll be great to go ahead and get a start now. So you will say like next week, I won't spend any money on next Wednesday or whatever. And then June, you actually pick 1 day or 2 days where you commit to not spending money at all. Period. So commit to not spending money, and like I promise you, you will see how much money you're actually able to save, because the little small knickknacks here, the eating out there, all of that stuff, it adds up. And I think that when it comes to, and not even think, I believe when it comes to saving money, it's about the habit more than anything. It's about the behavior more than anything. The more consistent you are at doing something, you will get the results that you want. It's a byproduct of the behavior. Period. So let's not be so fixated on, I want to save $5,000. I want to save 10 grand. No, let's focus on the actual lifestyle changes that you need to make that's going to help you out in the long run. So we're not just thinking about 2024 and what we want to accomplish financially this year. No, we're thinking about, what do I actually want to do 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What habits do I need to establish and pick up right now so that 5 years, 10 years from now, I'm in a better position. I'm prepared for it. I'm not acting like, okay, this money coming in, spend a check, get it right back. Like, y'all know that mindset that all of us used to have. And I'm saying all of us because it used to be me too. Spend a check, get it right back. And that mindset, it could help you out, but I just feel like in this day and age, it hurts you more than anything. The only way I feel like it really helps you out is when it comes to taking risk. But when it comes to just spending money on stuff and not really prioritizing your financial goals and doing the things that you said that you were going to do in January, it's harmful. It doesn't help you at all. So those are my saving secrets. I wanted to share 3 with you tonight, and they were all inspired by the Secret Savings Club. I am going to relaunch the Secret Savings Club come July because, like I said, it's a 6-month savings challenge. So if you're listening here tonight and you're like, oh, I need to get involved on the Secret Savings Club. Like, I want to work with, a group of people who are collectively saving 6 figures in 6 months. I would love to have you. You can send me a DM, send me your email, and I will put you on a wait list. We already have a wait list of about maybe 25 people who are saying like, okay, next go round, I'm in. And when I tell you we go so hard, I'm giving them secrets, I'm giving them tips, I'm giving them things to do. And it's really just a space for me to hold them accountable, them to hold me accountable, and all of us to work towards a common goal. So if you're just joining, tonight was part 2 of the summertime reset. And a summertime reset is essentially just a way for me to tell you, get back in the game. All of the goals that you set in January, it's not too late to start working towards them. If you got knocked off your course or something came up and it discouraged you from working towards those goals, it is okay. Revisit those goals. Start back budgeting consistently. Save money every single time you get paid. And do whatever you can to avoid unnecessary credit card debt. The summertime is right around the corner. And y'all know we're going to already want to be outside. Especially if you're from South Carolina. If you're from South Carolina, we want to be on somebody's beach. Drinking something. Eating something. Have a good time. And you can do all of those things. But I don't want you to do it on credit. Period. And you can avoid credit if you just plan and prepare. which is why I'm throwing this budgeting planner in y'all face time and time again. I know it's 2024 and we just doing things digitally. No, you need to get back to pen and paper, writing your numbers down, looking at how you spend money. Last night, I took them through the planner step by step, so I'm not going to do this on this live tonight. If you missed it yesterday, you can go on my YouTube channel and watch that section. I have it timestamped, so you can go directly to like the part where it says planner walkthrough and you can see it. But this page right here, and I know it might be backwards for y'all, but it says, does outside cost $200? And does outside cost $200? It started off as a trend that I was doing on social media where I would go around and talk about different places that I was eating at or experiences that I had. And I was saying like outside basically costs $200 because it does. So I was doing the videos to encourage people to track their money because it's so easy to spend $200 in a day. So inside of the planner, I was like, what better way to incorporate this outside cost $200 inside of the planner? So this is the empty space where you will track your spending. So on the left side here, you'll see the date, description, and the actual amount. So like I told people last night, you can do this every time you spend money, or when you have weekly money check-ins, or when you do your budget, you can basically go through your bank statements and list out where your money is going so you can have your receipts. This is your receipts. We lie to ourselves all the time in our heads like, oh, I don't spend that much money eating out. Or, I only got this subscription. I don't have $200 worth of subscriptions. Like, we say all of these things to ourselves without the receipts. So when you flip to this page in the planner that's outside cost $200 and you actually fill it in based off of your bank statements, this is your receipts and it's going to give you clarity into what you need to cut back on. What areas you're doing well in. If you went from spending, $400 a month eating out to $200 a month eating out, that should definitely be celebrated. But if you went from spending $400 a month eating out to $550 a month eating out, now you need to dig deeper and ask yourself some questions. Was I being lazy this month? Was I on the go too much this month? Like, what is actually happening? Am I still saving? Are the decisions that I'm making in alignment with my goals? So when you actually write down what it is that you have going on financially, it just makes the picture clearer and it gives you more data, more information so that you can investigate. It is not enough to just say, I want to do better with my money. It's not enough. It's not enough to say, this is my year of money management, or I got to be more responsible with my finances. It's not enough to just say those blanket statements without putting action behind it. And inside of the planner, I lay out page by page how you can start being more intentional and more disciplined with your finances. If you use it, it will work. Period. If you use the planner, it will work. So I have a special discount code for you all tonight just for joining the live. And you can use the discount code Saving Money for 20% off of your Responsible Homegirl planner. So make sure you take advantage of that discount code. And I want to open up the floor for questions right now. Does anybody have any questions about saving money, about anything that we talked about tonight? And I gave y'all 3 saving secrets. I have like 16, so I'll probably be like giving more out throughout our summertime reset campaign. But I didn't want to dump a whole lot on you tonight, especially because last night was long and it was a lot and it was a lot to process. So I want to give you this stuff bit by bit. But for the information that I did give you tonight, you can take off and run with it. So just to do a quick recap while I wait on anybody to ask me questions. Secret number 1 was what they don't tell us about savings. Open you up a high yield savings account. A high yield savings account is going to help you be more disciplined with your money. It's going to create boundaries because you cannot have quick access to the money. And they pay you a higher interest rate for allowing your money to chill in the bank. So would you rather a 4.3% interest rate or a 0.025% interest rate? You choose. My 2 recommendations for a high yield savings account is a Capital One 360 or a SoFi account. If you open up a SoFi account and you set up direct deposit, you will get a 4.6% interest rate. And if you want to get $25 by opening up that account, just let me know and I will send you my link. Saving secret number 2 is automate as much as you can. It doesn't have to be $200, $500, $100. It can be as little as $25 or $50. When you automate, you take the work off of you and you put it onto technology. You don't have to think about it, so you know it's going to get done, and that savings account is going to grow beautifully. Remember, the average American does not have $1,000 saved up. But if you save $20 every single week, you will have over $1,000 saved at the end of the year. So y'all, as little as $20 can get you to $1,000. And remember, yesterday we talked about behavior versus outcome. What you do versus what you want. And we focus so much on what we want that we don't give enough attention to what we actually have to do to get to what we want. And we don't have to do the big grand stuff. Don't despise the small beginnings, okay? And then last but not least, saving secret number 3 was choose days to not spend money. So implement no spend days. It can be 1 day a week. It can be 2 days a week where you intentionally do not spend money. So think about it, implement it, and take off. So let's look at some of these questions. Do you recommend the snowball method for paying down debt? I recommend doing what's best for you and your financial situation. Everybody's financial situation is very different. Me personally, when it comes to paying down debt, I like to start off with the highest interest rate. So if you have a credit card and the interest rate is 23% or like 23%, that's kind of low. Not a whole lot of credit cards have that unless you're with a credit union. But say, for instance, your interest rate is like maybe 27% or whatever. And then you have another credit card with like a credit union and that interest rate is like 18% or something. I would start off with the 23% interest rate because you're going to save more money over time. I am always focused on the long game. And I know it's cool to celebrate the wins, get that momentum. So if that works for your personality type and that's going to keep you going and keep you paying off that debt, I say go for it. However, when it comes to saving money long term, I like to start off with the highest interest rate because, like I said, you're going to save more money over time. So you really have to do what's best for you. That's my recommendation. Lisa said, yes, what amount should you start pulling from your check? That's a great question. And I always recommend that people save about 20% of their income. However, if money is tight and you know your bills and your money, like it's not allowing you enough living room to save 20% of your income, it is okay. You don't have to save 20%. You don't have to start off with saving 20%. Start off with $50. Start off with $100 and do it first. When I say do it first, save before you pay a bill. I gave this example last night. If you are driving and you tire bust and now you got to get a brand new tire that's $200, $300, $400, you cannot pick up the phone and call T-Mobile and say, oh my God, my tire bust. Can I get my phone bill money back? Them people don't care. It's never going to happen. But what you can do is go to your savings account that you have consistently put money into and get the money from there and continue on having a marvelous day. So we have to get in the habit of prioritizing our savings and saving before we pay bills. When we save first, then we pay our bills, and then we go live our best life, we have nothing to worry about because, like I said, we have already put something to the side. We can't enjoy the benefits of saving money. We can't have like that security that comes with saving money if we don't save the money. We can't continue to put our savings on the back burner and then expect to have a solid savings account. It's never going to happen. So prioritize your savings. Make sure that you are saving money before you pay a bill. Treat yourself like you are a bill. And like I said, it doesn't have to be $200, $500. If you can't do 20% of your income as a standard, and when I say 20%, say for instance you get paid bi-weekly. 20% as a whole would be 10% each pay period. So 10% from the first check, 10% from the second check. If that's too much, do 5%. If the percentage is not like adding up, be like, okay, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start off with $100. I got $100 that I can put in a savings account, or I have $50 that I can put in a savings account. Let me do that off the top, and let me put it in a high yield savings account so that I am not tempted to touch it. I'm not tempted to transfer it. And if you do touch it, it's going to take you 2 to 3 days to even get that money. So make sure you create that high yield savings account and actually use it and let it work for you. That was a great question. Should you pay a loan early? What type of loan are you talking about? Are you talking about like a car loan or personal loan? Again, that question depends on your financial situation, because you might be how I was a couple of years ago, where I had no credit established. And because I had no credit established, it was very important that I had something on my credit and I was actively paying it. And then the credit bureaus, they could see that I was making on-time payments, that I was using my credit card, paying the bill on time, paying off the balance. So it really just depends. You said a bank loan. Yeah. So it's really the same across the board. It really just depends on what you have going on financially. Are you in a situation right now where you are trying to increase your credit score? Because you do know that credit, it's called, what is it called? Credit history. So credit history, which is meaning the time that you had an account open, that can help you out. So when people pay off cars or they pay off student loans, they'll see a decrease in their credit score, because now it's like you have a closed account. The time isn't working on your side anymore, because you don't have that like that loan open to show that you're actively paying on it. So it really just depends on where you are right now financially. But if you're good on your credit and you just have this debt, I say go ahead, because interest rates will always cost you more money, period. There is not a world where you are borrowing money for free. It's going to always cost you. So because you have that interest rate attached to that bank loan, if you can pay it off early and it's not a situation where you are trying to build credit or repair credit or just do anything to increase that credit score, I would say go for it. Go ahead and pay it off. But it really varies. Great questions, y'all. Does anybody else have any questions? You're welcome. Just a reminder, I want you all to use the discount code Saving Money for 20% off of your Responsible Homegirl Planner. As we talk about our summertime resets and getting back towards our financial goals and what it is that we set, I want you to think about what is it that you want to focus on between now and the next 6 months. And when you order your Responsible Homegirl Planner, because I'm assuming that every single person on this live tonight is going to go get them a planner because you are serious about your financial goals and actually accomplishing the things that you set out to do in January, I want you to pay attention to this page. This page says, for the next 6 months, I plan to focus on. Now, your personal finances are very interconnected. So yes, you may be doing multiple things at multiple times, but I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I really want you to choose at least 1 to 3 of these items here, and then start making decisions that are in alignment with what you actually want to focus on. So here I have listed, these are just options that you will see on this page once you get your planner. It's increasing my income, building my emergency fund, saving consistently, paying down or off debt, starting a business, growing my business, investing in my financial education, increasing my credit score, opening a Roth IRA, or other. So it's so many different options that you can choose here. And if I don't have the option here, you can just check other and then write it down in the box. But the reason why it's important that you focus is because I've been saying it last night and today. Vision, vision, vision. When you have vision for where it is that you want to go, it's going to make it so much easier for you to say yes to the things that make sense and say no to the things that don't make sense. And I'm not telling you that you can't do nothing and you can't live your best life. It's cool. You can do all of that, but you just have to make it make sense. Everything takes priority. So an example that I'll use is like one thing that I want to do. I want to move. But what's taking priority right now is me building my business. So it might not be the wisest financial decision for me to move to a brand new state in a brand new city and take on all of these financial responsibilities when I am growing the Responsible Homegirl. So yes, I might have to stay at home living with my mom for longer than I would like, but the sacrifice will be worth it. That's vision. What is it that you want to do with your finances, and what decisions do you have to make that's going to get you closer and closer and closer to those goals? Is there anything I should be doing on a regular basis besides putting away part of my check and paying off my credit card? That's a great question. I would say, if you are already saving consistently and you are actively paying off that credit card, kudos, that is great. I would say start investing into your self-education, because it's going to come a time where you're like, okay, this is cool. I have built this savings account. My emergency fund is fully funded. Now I have this extra money. What do I do with this extra money? And I want you to be able to answer that question and start putting your money in motion. So when we hear the term investing, and that's what I'm talking about, investing, when I say putting your money in motion, when we hear the word investing, we automatically associate investing with the stock market. But I always tell people, investing and the stock market are not synonyms. They are not the same thing. The stock market is an investment vehicle. It is a way to invest. But there are so many different ways to invest. You can invest in starting a business. These planners that I have, they cost money. So I had to have money to invest in the planners and then sell them to you all. So that's me investing in my business. When I opened up that Roth IRA, how did I learn about a Roth IRA? It was by me reading a book. The book cost $12. But I would have never thought, okay, I need to open up a Roth IRA. And a Roth IRA is an individual retirement account. So you can start preparing for retirement right now in your 20s. So when you get 62, 63, 64, 65, your work is optional. It's not by force, like because you have to. So really invest in your self-education and start learning about money. Start listening to different podcasts. Start watching YouTube videos. Start reading books and really pouring into yourself. So when you get to a place financially where you have the extra money to start investing, and you can invest right now with like every income level you can invest. Like you want to go ahead and start learning these different things so you can know where you want to put your money. I hope that was helpful. If you want me to go into more detail, I can, but I think that that's like just top of mind. Like I wish when I was, back in college, if I wasn't facing eviction and I had this whole situation going on, if my back wasn't against the wall and somebody just told me like, oh, Key, you need to start learning about XYZ. You need to open up a Roth IRA. You need to start investing in these different type of stuff. Like I wish somebody would have told me that. But what you don't want to do is invest your money in things that you are not knowledgeable about. Period. So get the education first. Put your money behind it later. Don't be in a rush to just put your money someplace because, oh, everybody on social media talking about it, or I watched this one YouTube video. No, don't do that. That's the quickest way for you to lose your money. Invest in the education first, and then step by step start taking action. That was an amazing question. Does anybody else have any questions before I end the live? I didn't want tonight's summertime reset to be too long because like I said, part 1 was very long and it was a lot of information to process. If you did not catch part 1 last night, when I tell y'all we had a time last night, we had a great time. I have the replay on YouTube with timestamps, so you can go to my YouTube channel, watch the replay, take notes, and you can skip around. So if you see some things that are of interest to you, you can skip right to it, listen in, or if you just want to watch the full thing all the way through, do that as well. Again, before I end the night, if anybody doesn't have any questions, do not forget 3 things. 1, use the discount code Saving Money for 20% off of your Responsible Homegirl Planner. Number 2, if you want the link to open you up a SoFi high yield savings account, y'all, you can open it up with $0, so there's no excuse, okay? I want you to actually apply what I'll talk to you about tonight. So if you want that link that I can send you tonight and you'll get $25 when you open up that account, DM me. And then last but not least, if you want to be on the Secret Savings Club wait list for July through the end of the year of 2024, where we collectively save 6 figures in 6 months, let me know in my DM as well, and I will put you on the wait list. Lisa said, are you where you need to be right now? What do you mean by am I where I need to be right now? Give me a little bit more. But yeah, y'all, that's it. If you don't have any other questions, that's a wrap for tonight. Summertime reset. I gave y'all 3 saving secrets. What they don't tell us about saving money financially. I am. And it's a journey. It is a journey. I'm happy you asked me that, Lisa. I am. I'm not sure if you know my story or not, but Jesus, I was about to say 2019, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so long ago. It's 2024. But in 2019, I was a senior in college, and my senior year of college, I decided that I wanted to move off campus and get my own apartment, just being so grown. And 4 months into me getting that apartment, I was facing eviction. Now, before I decided to even move off campus, my mom had already told me, like, Kiana, that's a horrible idea. Like, you shouldn't do it. You've been living on campus 3 years. Why do you want to move off campus? Da, da, da. She gave me the whole speech. I did not listen, and I decided to move off anyway. So 4 months into me moving off campus, here I am facing eviction. So I will never forget looking at my bank account. Rent was due on December 1st, and I did not have my rent money. And my rent was $889 at the time. So here I am. I'm like, okay, do I pick up the phone, call my mama, and ask her for this money and hear the speech, hear the curse words, hear all the stuff y'all know how Black mamas is? Or do I figure this thing out? So I decided to go with the latter option because of my pride, and I did not want to hear the speech. So when I decided that, okay, I'm going to just figure this thing out, that's what really propelled and opened up my personal finance journey. So I started reading books. I started listening to podcasts. I started watching YouTube videos. I was just exposed to this whole world of financial literacy that I knew absolutely nothing about. So I got so passionate about it that I was like, oh, I'm doing all of this in my finances. It really just started off as an Instagram page to share with my friends, like, what I was doing and giving them tips that I had learned in these different books. So the budgeting templates and every single thing that I talk about in this planner, I didn't Google this stuff. These are things that I had to learn. I tried monthly budgets. The monthly budgets was not hitting for me because I'm like, no matter what I do, I still feel like I'm under the water. I still feel like I'm drowning. So I always tell people, I didn't go to school for finances. These things that I learned, it came from me being like my back being against the wall. Me crying real life tears trying to figure out, how did I blow through a $7,000 refund check? How was I working 2 jobs and had nothing to show for it? So from there, like, I just really started trying to figure this stuff out and piecing together different stuff. And I opened up a high yield savings account, learned about that, opened that up. When I learned about a Roth IRA, I opened that up, started that with $1,000, and have been consistently investing in that ever since. And it's not like, oh, I know everything up under the sun now about personal finances. No, I don't. It's a journey, like I said earlier. But what I do know is I have a vision, and I'm taking it step by step by step. Building a business, that's another beast that I'm tackling. So in addition to personal finances and every single thing that I have going on, I always have to give myself grace and remember why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I don't even believe that in your personal finance journey, you ever arrive at a place. Like, yes, you develop positive money habits. Yes, you say, okay, I'm sacrificing this for that. Yes, you start looking at the bigger picture and getting out of the instant gratification and the things that just keep you further and further back. But at the end of the day, I don't care who you are. It is always, always, always a journey. So thank you for asking that. And I know that was a long answer to your question, but yeah, that's my answer. So does anybody else have any questions for your girl before I end the live? I will put the replay on YouTube, and I'll have it timestamped for you as well, so you can browse through it. You will know where people ask me questions, and the response to those questions, you will get access to the things that I talked about that they don't tell us about saving. You'll get access to all of those things. So she said, thank you. You're welcome. Thank y'all so much for being here, for rocking with me. And I pray that this summertime reset campaign, this initiative, is really helping you with your finances. I pray that it is really helping you reset, because I know how it is to be discouraged and feel like, dang, I'm overwhelmed and nothing is working out. So it's not too late to get back in the game. And I'm going to be saying that this entire series. Get back in the game. Take some time to think about where you want to go financially, what you want to do with your money, and take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and give it all you got. So, ready to reset, period. I love it. I love it. I love it. Use the discount code Saving Money for 20% off of your Responsible Homegirl Planner. This is the perfect thing for you to start resetting your finances with. I'm telling you, like I'm telling you. Open up your high yield savings account. If you would like my link, my SoFi link, where you will get $25 for opening up your high yield savings account, send me a DM and I'll send it directly to you. And then last but not least, if you want to join my secret savings club in July through the end of the year, where we collectively save 6 figures in 6 months, and I give you saving tips and action items and hold you accountable and make sure that you're being disciplined with your money, all of that good stuff, send me a DM, let me know, and I will put you on the wait list. So I can't send it out individually, just DM me. DM me, say I want the link, and I'll send you the link directly. All right, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Have a good night, and if you want to watch the replay, it will be on YouTube. See y'all.